Hey guys, welcome to Chasing the Woodsman. I am Ryan. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. About a year ago, a little over a year ago, I tackled this project, which I'll show you in a minute. It's a playground, just plain and simple playground. I kind of want to do something a little bit more Naturescape is what it's called. And so I did just that. I took down logs already around my property, skinned them, cemented them into ground, made a retaining wall. Maybe not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's kind of going for that theme of a log type theme. And so what I got going here is I'm going to build a deck around here for my kids to get on to the slide and up and down this little rock climbing wall that I made. Eventually spring's upon us, and so I'm going to take and get this thing all seeded out. Fresh dirt, fresh seed, fertilizer, all the stuff that comes along with making a yard. But for right now, I'm trying to remove some dirt so I can put weed mat down, gravel, and then get some a deck made, if you want to call it that. Let's take a look. So this is it, guys. What I have here is the kids' Naturescape type playground. This used to all be hill with shrub, which is all around our house. Right now it's just kind of the ugly winter dead sticks look, but soon it'll be a beautiful green with once May hits. But what we got going on here is just dirt. So I'd like to remedy that by getting some grass seed put down. But before I get there, I got a lot more work to do. I need to finish cutting out and shaping the logs, building the deck, getting some cement poured, getting sand in the sand pit, and then putting some seed down. So what I did is I took and I cleaned out this whole hillside with the tractor, and I built this wall around here. And then with that, I also just piled a whole bunch of rock in this area. That kind of allows the kids an area to climb up, put the slide in, made kind of a pit for sand. I haven't gotten the sand yet, but I just want to get all that done this year so I can move on to other projects. It kind of took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but kids are always worth it, amen? All right guys, to kind of describe the best that I can without penciling this all out for you, a look into my brain. I'm just gonna build a real basic deck or a wood platform here for the kids, because it's gonna be yard on both sides of me all the way around. It's gonna be a gravel driveway right here. I wanted to give a nice smooth section for the kids to climb onto the slide and then come up the rock wall. I'll obviously build some kind of safety rig, or I should say rails, hand rails for the kids for climbing onto the slide, but that's yet to come. Right now, I'm gonna build just a basic 2x6 framework like you would do any type of deck, 16-inch on center, the best I can with this space. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run those rails this direction, having them form along the wall of the kids' play wall here. Then from there, I'm gonna run that 1x material, the planks, this direction. That'll kind of give a way for me to contour and form without too much work to the wall, which is, with the logs, every square inch of it is different. So first I'm gonna get this dug out, weed mat down, gravel, and then I'm gonna start framing out the 2x6s.
What took you so long?
What took me so long? might be wondering why I'm spending so much time on the dirt, instead of just doing a rough and skipping over to the gravel. Because of our breakup, our load restrictions on the roads right now, I can't get a load of gravel. So I'm working with what little bit I have left from doing concrete. That being said, I want to take and get my dirt leveled. I'll bring my builder's level out here in a little bit, make sure I'm level all the way across my dirt, pack it, put my weed mat down, put the gravel down, wet it, and then pack it again. I don't want to solely rely on just the gravel to get myself level at the height that I want it. So I want to make sure I get everything leveled first and then build up from there. So you understand what I'm doing here. A basic understanding is I will be running my framework 16-inch on center with a little bit of kicks and around. The decking will run this direction. I'm about where I want to be here. I'll do about 1.5 inches or 2 inches of gravel depending on how much I have and how much I can get it to stretch. I'd like to cut these logs down a little bit. They're a bit high, and definitely the slide I'd want to cut down. So that's why I've brought this dirt level down, is so I can get my log heights cut. That'll bring this up about 1 inch or more, and then cut these off. The decking will then go over the top of these logs here, giving a smoother surface for as they climb this rock wall. They can get up onto this platform, run around and go off the slide without ever hitting a log edge or anything crude or rough for them to get any splinters on. So that's what I got going on, why I'm spending so much time on getting this dirt down and level. Yes, I know it's a cinder block, but it works. It works well. So if you don't have someone to help you out or hold the stick or the measuring rod while you're grabbing the measurement, cinder block works great. I'm sure there's tools out there that work better and are actually for this purpose, for a one-man crew. I'm just kind of trying to get this done now. I'm not shopping around, I'm not building something. Is what I had on hand. And so if you guys are kind of in that place like me, not gonna go out and buy something like this because it's kind of rare, and you're kind of in a hurry, cinder block where it's at. If you guys are new to one of these, I encourage you to go pick one up if you can. Get your hands on it. This is actually my grandpa's that I'm borrowing that he got at Habitat for Humanity. Perfect setup. It's all one setup. I've been pretty lucky to use it. I've used it for all my builds so far. The thing about this is it gives me my measurement when I'm all set up. I'm not gonna go into detail because there's more professionals out there that give better descriptions. However, so you understand what I'm doing here, I'm running around making sure I'm the same all the way across, which for me, where my point is at the tripod, I'm getting 7 feet. And so I'm making sure that all the way around here, it's at 7 feet. And I'll go through and I'll pack it, make sure more generalized measurements, 7 feet around there, lay my weed mat, get my gravel, wet the gravel, pack it, so on and so forth. That's what I got going on right now. Looking good. In case you're wondering, it's been raining for a week straight. I'm not worried about getting my dirt wet. I know I've had comments already. I don't always film everything and put it on the video, but this is pretty darn wet. The gravel will be dry, but it's been rained on for a week too, so it's pretty darn wet. But it's always a good idea for you guys that don't know, if you're packing things out, get it wet. It helps you pack it down, stamp it down. All right, guys, here's what we have going on so far. I have a start of kind of a rectangle going on. Those are 12 feet long. It's about 46 inches wide at that point. I'm just doing the support structure underneath. Once I get the planks going, I'll do more rounded, decorative type, artistic, artsy-fartsy type shapes with the platform. So it's not just a big square box, but I'm just doing the strength structure underneath it. I'm gonna get some bricks placed underneath it so it's not completely sitting on the ground. There'll be some space in there with only a few places of contact. But I got gravel stretched all the way across here. It's packed, it's leveled. I won't have any problems with this thing, I don't believe. I mean, overall, I'm sure it'll settle in time. I'm not real worried about it. It's not like it's just a big structure. It's just a platform for a kid's playground. Eventually this probably all be changed again anyway. But for right now, this is a good start. So I'll get this thing set up and nailed together. Let's get going. I know I could sit and get the measurement, the speed square, but sometimes it's just as easy to do this. All right, guys, thanks for following along. I think that does it for our video today. What we saw today was just the prepping of the site, the framework, which is not quite done. I'm just run out of time. I gotta move on to other things. So I still need to redo this section right here. I need to cut the logs that lead out into the stones. I also need to cut the logs right here that lead out to the slide, because that's where the plank is gonna go over the top of those logs. So definitely just a part one on this playground build. Stay tuned for part two. With that, I have to mill the lumber. I'll get a bunch of 1x6s, 1x8s, whatever I can get out of the logs that I have. Once I have those in hand, I'll get them down here and start slapping them on here for the planking of this deck. Definitely tune in for that, because for you guys who are new to milling, I want to show you what it looks like when you use green lumber that you just caught. And I say green, but these logs have been down for over a year now, so they're relatively dry, but they're still going to be cracking. There's still going to be some shrinking. With that, I want to show you what to do if you're going to use them for something nicer like planking or decking. When it's for framework like this that's sitting on the ground, I'm not too worried about any shrinking or cracking. You're not going to see it, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of movement. You definitely will have some shrinking when you're using it for decking material going across, especially that 1x stuff. So I want to show you what that looks like, kind of hence the point of the next video. So definitely tune in for that. Definitely hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Be blessed in all you do.